Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Beauty and Gratitude. Thank you for joining us, and we have some great guests tonight. Before we dive in with our guests, I wanted to talk about not politics, believe it or not, but really about leaning into gratitude. And as most of you know, I have a new book called 100 Days of Gratitude. And this book, I've told many people, I've done a lot of interviews in the past few months. It literally flowed through me. And if you understand that, you'll know what I mean. It flowed through me. So when I read it sometimes, I'm like, oh, those are my words. And I know they are because I sat for 6 months and wrote every single day. So one thing I wanted to share is passage 17 in the book. It says, I'm grateful for a healing heart. The human heart is phenomenal, not only physically, but spiritually. It can realign itself after it's been battered, diseased, and or deeply emotionally hurt. And knowing this, I am in awe of our ability to heal and even to mend a broken heart, especially in moments when you can't breathe or think you can't see another day. Somehow, with time, you feel whole again and ready to embrace the new. That is my gift to the country right now. Just heal. I think that's the key. You know, the purpose of this show, Beauty and Gratitude, is really about bringing inspiration to each and every one of you that tune in. And also, we share after the show, I share on a lot of different platforms and to inspire. And with our guests today, they're phenomenal people: Luciana Pampalone, Ezequiel de la Rosa, Rachel Kaplan. And you'll get to meet them and really understand why I have them as guests. We have 6 more episodes for the rest of the year. So tune in. There's going to be some amazing guests coming from actor Kirk Waller, NFLer Reggie Walker, Tanya Choi, who's kind of a brand dynamo. She really transforms brands. So there's much more to come up. But before I dive in, again, thank you for tuning in. And I'd like to welcome artist, photographer, friend, Luciana Papalone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. In this, I, in this crazy time, I still feel, try to feel grounded in this chaotic energy, which I'm sensitive to, as all of us are. Especially being
Yes.
creative, you intake more sometimes than you want to.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm blessed to live right on the water, and I feel that the water has so much wonderful, positive energy, and I'm surrounded by wildlife. So that really helps as
Mhm.
well. So yeah.
Yes. Nature is very important. And I know we've shot together for many years. I believe I met you over 20 years ago when I relocated back to New York from San Francisco. How long have you been a photographer?
Um, Most of my life, I started. I had a camera in my hand when I was 16, probably earlier than that. But
Wow.
I went to college. I went to the School of Visual Arts in New York City. I have a degree
Mhm.
in photography, and then I just really started out of the gate. I always had a vision, a clear vision of what I wanted to do. I always was an artist, but then I really had to make a decision to study something at school, and
Mhm.
I really gravitated towards people, fashion, and making people feel beautiful and feel good about themselves. So that's basically where I started. I mean, I graduated college in 1985. So I've been doing
Wow.
it a long, long
Yes. And what's beautiful, I know we talked about this in the article I wrote about you a few months ago, which should be coming out soon. Your parents helped nurture your artistic ability, right?
time. Correct. Correct.
Yes.
I was really blessed to have a creative father, but more importantly, my mother really saw the the gift. I believe it's a gift from God. My mom's very spiritual as well. I believe it's a gift that you get while you're here in the physical form.
Yes.
Everybody has their own gifts, and I really believe
Yes.
this.
Hmm.
You all do. You know, we just show them differently or express them differently. That's all.
Right.
But I'm
That's very true.
to have that encouragement.
That's very true. And Luciana, I do believe we are multidimensional beings. You know, we have many gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when people ask me what I'm doing, I don't like to share because honestly, it's most of the times 1,000 things and they're being done well. But how do you how do you focus? How do you function in your studio?
How do I focus? Well, I try to compartmentalize in a way that I have many projects like you do going on, not just
Right.
photography, but so many different things right now. You know, in terms of designing, home goods. You know, it's my brand has expanded out.
Yes.
My love and my root is photography and art, so it's been wonderful to get hired to do artistic and creative things.
Hmm.
So I've been really, really, really fortunate in that way. But it's, you know, some days you get overwhelmed. I do,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
then
me too.
I have to bring it back down and
Hmm.
like say, okay, I'm take a deep breath. I'm going to look at the water. I'm just going to stop for a moment
Hmm.
because uh, I learned, I think, after many years, it's important not to rush all the time, even though I move really quickly. But
Yes.
it's important to take that extra 5 minutes in the
Hmm.
morning. You know, I always, even when I was shooting many, many, many years ago, traveling a lot, then for work, photography,
Hmm.
photo shoots, I would always get up an hour and a half before I had to be on set.
Same. Yes.
I had to set my energy for the day.
Yes.
And
Yes.
try, even before I get out of bed, even now, to do a meditation, set my energy for the day to go forward. And it's interesting because you move, when you set your energy intentionally for the day, everything flows so much easier. You know, you know, you get a parking space, you don't get
Yes.
traffic jams. I mean, it's just that intention really goes a long way. And
Yes.
in terms of multitasking many projects, yes, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, and the universe is working for you. And it's you're so right about setting your attention. I do that every morning. If I have to be somewhere, let's say at 9, I'm up to 2.5 hours before because I don't want to run into a studio or a setting. And you know this, we've worked together with manic energy, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Going into your studio, it always was zen. There was never chaos. You wouldn't even allow it. Even when clients would kind of come at you, you're like, no, 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 no. It was feng shui. Your studio had a very feng shui feel, and vibe.
Well, I've practiced feng shui for, oh gosh, over 25 years now. And the alignment of energy is so important because actually, as a photographer, it all comes back to you in terms of how the vibration is going to be set for the day.
Yes.
If somebody's tense, the photographer is, you know, you're the director. If the photographer is off, the whole crew is going to be off.
Yeah.
Learned that a long time ago.
Hmm.
And so it's critical that we have that calm. And I always can create best in a calm setting.
Yes.
And I think everybody else can too. I don't
Hmm.
like chaos, like you said, you know, especially, you know, on a shoot. You know, I just, you know, want everybody to feel comfortable so they can create because these are all creatives you're working with, right? So
Hmm.
you want to have that calm and kind of zen feeling, you know. And I'm the same way. I mean, it hasn't changed in all those years.
Yes. Yes.
Same, same, same.
And I think with like, especially painting now, with the beautiful gold leaf, I know you took some time off for a year to really focus on the painting component of your gifts. So let's talk about that time in the studio for a year. How did you set your tone and energy to create?
It's interesting. I intentionally said, like, I'd go into the studio, I'd have my breakfast, but I'd bring my breakfast in every day. I'm kind of a
Mhm.
creature habit in that respect. I'd set myself down and I'd sit. I'd say, you
Yes.
sit, you're going to slow down. I didn't have to be anywhere for a whole year. That
Right.
time is our most precious commodity. And I just sat. I had a book I would just draw.
Hmm.
And then I had to figure out how I was going to incorporate the photography into the gold.
Right.
That was a process that took several months to figure that out.
Yeah.
And it was through a lot of meditation, and I didn't have to rush.
Right.
I felt like I was guided through the whole process from higher source, I would say.
Yes.
One day the gold is very toxic to work with. In my mask, I got my gloves on, and I'm
Mhm.
looking at my hands lay the gold down because it's many layers. It takes many, sometimes weeks to complete, almost a month to complete a
Wow.
painting from start to finish. It's a
Wow.
long process. It's slow, but perfect. You can't rush this. You can't rush this kind of stuff. Not like being on photography shoots. You can shoot quickly and rapidly.
Yes. Yes. Can't rush it.
Yeah, so I think
Yes.
it's really great to become in that mindset to slow everything down and just create. And one day I'm working on a gold piece, and I'm actually the gold is as light as a feather. It's very fragile.
Yeah.
And I'm laying the gold down, and I'm looking down, and it was like someone else's hands were flowing through me. Like you said, when you wrote, it was flowing through you. And I believe that is a higher source, a higher power. I was like, whoa, to be aware of that. Wow, this is like, it was like magic. It was to be connected that way through a gift, through your art, through your soul. There's nothing better than that in life, honestly.
That's true.
You know.
When you're truly aligned,
Mhm.
and I'm human. There are moments I don't feel aligned, and there are moments I definitely feel an alignment. Like I feel like source is working through me. And I also think about 2020. This year has been for many artists and creatives and people creating new businesses and entities. It's been highly creative and actually prosperous for a lot of people. I had one friend say to me, Luciana, she's doing so well, and she was scared to share on social media some of her accomplishments. And I said, you know what? People need to hear good news as well. You know, they need to hear good news. And I love what you're doing. And I saw some of your work posted the other day. It was gorgeous with the poppies and the gold leaf. Where can people find you on Instagram, your website?
Yeah, I've got Instagram. I'm on every day. Obviously, they want to
Mhm.
message me and connect with me on Instagram. That's perfect.
Okay.
I've got two websites now.
Okay.
One is lucianapamplonstudios.com, and that's all my photography, and different collections of photography, as well as commercial. Then
Yes.
I created a second website called Luciana's Beach Chic Living
Mm.
com, and what that is, it's a website based on renovate. Basically, it was created based on the need from all people contacting me through social media. I'm working on my house during
Right.
COVID, so I just started posting all the projects I was doing, painting my chimney,
Yeah.
just random home furnishing stuff, and I realized my tagline on that site is called Live to Inspire.
Hmm.
And if I can do one thing, leave this planet with one thing in this physical form, I just want to live to inspire others and say, you can refinish a floor, you can paint a piece of furniture, you can
Yes.
do this. Even if you've never done it before,
Hmm.
take the chance, take the risk. Who cares? It's only paint, you can paint over, you know? And
Yes.
it's true, right?
Hmm.
Um, and spray paint. I love spray paint. I'm like a spray paint queen. The my crown, you know.
Right.
So yeah, so those are two sites, and
Okay.
you can check both of them out. I just started building the second one.
That's great.
The living, the home, and there's some home furnishing things you can purchase, and I do have some things at a store in Sag Harbor and a show going on in Sag Harbor right now.
Yeah. We have to get you on our shop. We have to get you on our shop site so people can shop through Solivity, and I'll send you an affiliate because I think any way to expand our artistry and expand our businesses, I think it's wonderful. So
this is actually a pillow that I created this image behind me called Waterfall.
Beautiful.
And that's a sample. That's a sample. I got this platter as well.
I love that. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful.
And then I did cashmere scarves too.
Oh, we'll talk. We'll definitely talk. Luciana.
So that's it.
Please hold on. I definitely want you to come back towards the end and do a round table. And thank you so much. And we'll be right back with more Beauty and Gratitude, everyone. Thank you.
My name is Brian Wesley Johnson, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Solivity Live. Hey, how you doing, sir? My sister, how are you?
Hey.
This lens, right? we might need some more wine for this.
So, let's get this party started, y'all. Hey, my sister, mademoiselle.
That is the most amazing introduction I've ever heard.
Oh, being here. Oh, what an amazing day. Go make it even more amazing. Myself and Madison, Brian Wesley Johnson. Thank you for joining us on Saturday morning. Full of passion, purpose, and high quality living. See you next time.
I'm done.
Watch Solivity Live with Brian Wesley Johnson every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Solivity TV.
I want to welcome my Cubano brother, Ezequiel de la Rosa, photographer, publisher, and all-out entrepreneur. Welcome, Ez.
Hey, how are you, D'Angelo? So good to see you on here.
Good. Same here, my friend. Thank you for agreeing to come on. I know you're traveling for work and working on your next issue, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
When does that come out?
When does it come out?
Well, the one I'm working on now is Spring, and Holiday is coming out November 15th because I'm like pushing it, but it looks beautiful. I'm very excited. Of course, due to the whole COVID, you know, I think everybody asked themselves, what are they doing with their lives?
Yes.
You know, and I decided, okay, time to start working and get everybody moving. You know, that's what I'm doing. And I was stuck in New York for the longest time. And now I decided to travel because we can't live our life in fear.
True. Agreed. So. Agreed. I know initially, before photography, before being a publisher, you were a makeup artist. And let's talk about that journey. I know that you worked in Italy and France and all over the world, really.
Yeah. It was very exciting. I traveled all over the world. I felt very blessed. I actually I had no idea of becoming a photographer. I thought it was a very schleppy job because, you know, when you're a glorified hair and makeup, all you do is you come and you do the makeup and hair and then you go, you know, and you have your evening and everything, you know, and you're on trips. You don't have to worry, you know, you're done.
Yes.
And then it just kind of fell, but it was such an amazing experience to be able to travel the world and to see it. And learn different languages and just see the world, you know, it opened up a lot of doors.
Yes. And I know you worked with mega models in the 80s and 90s, like Jerry Hall, Iman, you know, the list goes on and on. I've seen some of your covers and they're all the major models, you know? So how do you maintain those relationships? Because I know they're still friends.
It all depends. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're nice and
Yes.
I think you remain friends with people. I mean, I think, you know, you hear stories about people and oh, this person's awful, and it's like, no, they're not. They're really nice.
Mhm.
It all depends on your energy and what you put out there.
True.
You know, I've been very fortunate that mainly everybody that I worked with has been really lovely. I
Mhm.
mean, I remember when I was Paris, which is notorious, when I would first got there, you know, and um, you know, I would walk into the job, and you know, they wouldn't even say hello. Oh, the makeup and hair room is over there. Then you know, the model comes out and she looks gorgeous, and it's like, oh, then they all want to be your friend. I
Right.
mean, and which is different in Italy. Italy, everybody's like, "Ciao amore, come stai?" You know,
Mhm.
it's like very warm.
Yes.
But I have a lot of great friends from Paris as well.
Mhm.
But it's like you learn how different people react, different cultures and stuff. So I feel very blessed that you know I've experienced so much, and quite honestly, I do quite a bit. You know, it's kind of
Mhm.
wearing many hats. You know,
Yes. Yes.
and being publisher and editor in chief because I'm sleeping with the publisher every night. Oh my god. Um, um, it you know, for me, it's a way to express myself,
Mhm.
and it's stuff that I love to do. You know,
Yeah.
and I put things together, but I have a message. You
Mhm.
know, like the issue that's coming out now was very driven because of like all the bad press New York was getting that New York is dead.
Right.
And for me, it's like, no, New York's not dead. You know, we might be going through a lot, but we've been through a lot. We've been through '08, we've been through the 9/11. Um, and the true New Yorkers, you know, New York is a beautiful city. It could be an ugly city, but what makes New York is the dreamers.
Mhm.
You know, people that come with a dream to create something.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm still dreaming.
Yes. That's
You know.
beautiful. That's beautiful. It's interesting. I did say to a friend a few months ago, New York was dead because I was there in June to take care of some stuff. And in hindsight, it's not, you're right, it's not dead. And I've been through a lot of experiences in New York. I was there during 9/11. I was there in the late 80s, early 90s. So I know what New York was like before it changed, you know? And like any city and like any person, it's an energy, right?
Yes.
And we all have ups and downs. And if you push through, which New Yorkers will, you come out on the other side, you
Yeah.
know?
You definitely do. I mean, and you can't be afraid of change.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's exactly what we've all had to do is change.
Mm,
And hopefully everybody changes for the better.
yes.
Um, I'm doing things that I never thought that I'd be doing. I mean, the magazine. It's funny because now the hotels and the airlines they don't want actual copies. They only want digital copies.
Right.
So the whole logic behind the magazine was about romance of the old style, but now I've had to change it all around. So now I'm also you know, I'm going to be coming out with my YouTube channel, but
Hmm.
it's the magazine encompasses everything that I like, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and I'm not really following that many rules. It's
Hmm.
because it's me. It's an extension of me,
Right.
and hopefully people will like it. So far, I'm getting great feedback from people, and they love it. And the fact that this issue that's coming out is really important to me because Dewey were quarantined, and I really respect being quarantined and protecting everyone's health.
Yes.
Um, it's actually a friend's issue. because I knew we had Zoom
Beautiful.
meetings. We were talking, so I knew who I could have to interview that we'd be safe.
Right.
The makeup artists and the hair people that are so amazing, and stylists that have like really trusted their lives to me to work with me at these times, that they, I took that into a huge account because a lot of amazing people came out and said, okay, I trust we'll do it, and it was a home environment, and it's like I got the most amazing things, photos out of this issue, and just really creating a lot. I'm very fortunate, I'm an ambassador to a brand that I love and that is like so along with what I believe in,
Right.
which is very important to me because I will not just put my name on something if I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I won't work with anyone that I don't feel in alignment with. And I won't share who I've said no to, but believe it or not, there are people that people would kill to work with. And I've learned how to say no, and I think it's very powerful. But I also learned how to say yes to things
Yes.
that inspire me. And I think a lot of people during this time want to be inspired and are
Yeah.
inspired. So you creating in your magazine and creating, photography and everything, all that comes with it,
Well, there's a lot more that you're going to see,
Mhm.
and also it's enhancing my friend's talents and bringing it out as well, because we don't live our lives by ourselves. It's about community,
Yes.
and
Amen.
it's showing the light. I'm also, making associations with different groups, like with artists, because we all need help. And I believe that maybe what's going on with New York might be, going back a little bit because, when I first moved to New York, well, I lived in Jersey, so I was always there. But you would go shopping and you would find things in New York that you wouldn't find anywhere else.
True.
There were these mama and papa boutiques that were just out of control. Um, I think because what's going on, it might be something that might happen again.
I believe that.
Um,
Yes.
and socially, with what's going on, I become very proactive and really speaking my mind, whether people want to hear it or not. But I will not stand and not be heard with the situations. I've opened up the doors more to new designers. I was doing a lot of major brands and stuff like that. And also, of course, you have to have talent if I'm going to have you in the magazine.
Right. Of course.
But I've really opened up the doors, and it's really exciting. And there's so much that you'll see when it comes out. I'm traveling quite a bit. I started doing a lot of interviews. That's why you probably see me very tired.
As you need to delegate, my friend. You need to
Well,
get some other people on board.
yeah, well, it's like you have to do something right, and you have to know what you're doing before you can tell other people
True.
what to do and what you want.
True.
All that is coming.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying it, and I've gotten much better than when I started. Working
Yes.
and being in front of the camera, and especially like it's so funny because now I'm like heavier than ever, and I'm in front of the camera 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's like okay.
Yes. It's learning how to be your brand and to be conscious that people are always watching, whether you're online or not. People are always watching. What are your plans for 2021? What's on the horizon?
Well, I plan to really expand the arts, really expand the community, and really to be heard. There's a lot of I think the world right now is suffering so much, and especially the US, and there's so much division that's been caused, and there's so much black and white or brown. I think we need to eliminate that, and I think we need to come to love.
Right.
And that's one of my biggest message, because if you come from love, we can work things out.
Mhm.
So for me, it's working with the people that I love.
Yes.
I have an amazing team. I stand here today because I have an amazing team behind me.
So that means you're
Uh,
cheating on me then. You're cheating on me. That's what you're saying.
I'm not cheating on you. You're in LA. I'm not cheating on you, but I have an amazing team of people that really take care of me and that really are there.
Yes.
Because creating a magazine, yes, I do a lot of the work,
Mhm.
but I could never do what I'm doing without the amazing people that I have
Yeah.
working with me and that
Yes.
believe in me. And the belief sometimes is more,
Yes.
and also to have peace around you. Because if you
Mm.
have chaos, you can't work.
Yeah.
There
I
has to,
agree.
even in the times of craziness, there's still a peace because you're surrounded by like-minded people and people that lift you up and that are going to say, oh, this can happen.
Yes.
You have to watch your surroundings.
Yep. Well, I'm a firm believer in that, and we've
And
talked very closely and personally about that. I'm very conscious of how people operate, and I'm always listening closely,
yes,
to what they say and how they say it. As thank you for coming on. How can we reach you via Instagram, your website?
you can, well, both my websites are being worked on right now.
Okay.
EzequielDeLaRosa.com, and then Jazz Magazine is also, but Jazz will be coming out next week, and Ezequiel de la Rosa will be coming out shortly after that.
Beautiful.
And you can reach me at Instagram at Ezequiel de la Rosa.
Thank you. Please stay on. We're going to have you at the end. We're going to do a round table. Thank you. And we'll be right back with Rachel Kaplan, everyone. Thank you so
Cheers.
much. Cheers. Cheers.
Watch Live with Jesse and Melva right here on Solivity TV every Sunday at 5:30 Eastern. Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Solivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Chef, you're not leaving the house.
Hi, guys. I want to welcome Rachel Kaplan. We're going to talk about yoga, nutrition, and wellness. Welcome, Rachel.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Dee.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. I mean, these times are crazy. I feel like the world is on fire, literally. So much going on. And I choose to just sit with gratitude for what I do have in my life. And I'm feeling really grateful right now.
That's beautiful. And one thing about I met you many years ago, and I took hot yoga with you, and you kicked my butt. And I remember
You
doing
kicked your
like,
own butt. I just gave you permission.
true. It's funny. I remember going to, you know how you do the 30 days of straight hot yoga? And I remember the weight coming off of me literally with like 10, 15 pounds. I was like, whoa, it was amazing. I was amazed what my body could do in that class. I was like, oh, okay. How long have you been a yogi? How long have you been a student of yoga?
I've been a student of yoga since 2005. It was my senior year at NYU. I was working at the Washington Square News selling advertising, and it was a colleague that introduced me to Bikram yoga. And it was my first yoga experience ever was Bikram yoga. I have a dance background, but I've never done yoga before. And I just fell in love with it. So that was 2005. So yeah, about 15 years.
15 years. It's interesting that you had a dance background and your brother, who's an actor, so both of you were in the arts.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So yoga, how has that been integral to your life?
Sure. My goodness. I was in advertising before I became a yoga teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember sitting at my cubicle 9 to 5. It was never 9 to 5. It was always like 9 to 9 without a break. And I was miserable. I had money in the bank and I had benefits and I had all that stuff, but I didn't have passion. I didn't have life. I didn't have health. And I was young. I was 23 years old, 22, 23 years old. And I had sciatica. I was overweight. My relationships were terrible. My boyfriend at the time was emotionally abusive and just not awesome. And just my relationships in general, I just remember my relationships were just crap. My relationship to myself was crap. And when I started practicing yoga really diligently, I remember making excuses to my boss, telling him I was going to a doctor's appointment.
But you were.
Because, there was a 6:30 p.m. yoga class and I couldn't miss my yoga. Like I used to joke and tell people like my social life depends on me going to yoga. Okay.
Wow.
To be nice, I got to go to yoga. But no, really, yoga healed my back pain, healed my sciatica, got me back in touch with my body, which is something that I completely lost touch with, which then strengthened my mindset. And then, what we say in yoga is when you marry the mind with the body, first of all, the body and the mind are always in the divorce court. The mind hates the body hates the mind. So through yoga, through the practice of yoga, you're joining the mind and body together. Only then can the soul be introduced. Yes. So really, I got into my spirituality very deeply. During my yoga practice, I had a vision in one of my yoga classes that I was taking of me actually teaching. So I decided to quit my corporate job and go to Bikram's intense teacher training in 2007.
Wow. And I remember being in one of the classes, the Bikram classes, and having a moment too. There was someone in the class that I liked. And I remember saying in the class, I will have him by, in a few weeks. And sure enough, that moment happened. And I was just like, oh, I freaked out because I realized how powerful manifestation is. So I really connected to the manifestation in Bikram yoga, So I thank you for that and, the whole practice. I know that nutrition and wellness also is an integral part of your life. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. That actually was a transformation that happened during my teaching. So I was teaching yoga in New York City, bouncing around borough to borough, just like pounding the pavement as you do, because as a yoga teacher, you just don't make enough money to live in New York. So I was teaching like an average of 15 Bikram yoga classes a week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was always just like paying my bills and it was exhausting. And I started really resenting it, resenting teaching. And I loved to teach and I knew that there was something wrong. And I saw my yoga students coming to my class, killing themselves, but never really changing physically, never really changing flexibility or strength. Like they weren't really transforming. And I knew it wasn't because of, the fact that they weren't working hard enough, they were killing themselves. It was how they were fueling their bodies after the yoga class. You can't go to a Bikram yoga class and then go eat a cheeseburger afterwards, eat French fries and drink soda and coffee and you can't just consume what you want and then just go to a yoga class and think that you're going to change your body. That's not how this. So I saw a need in my yoga community for some wellness and nutrition education on how to actually fuel your body properly, not only for your practice on the mat, but for your life. And I truly believe that it is our birthright to take care of ourselves, going to a yoga class, getting a massage, getting some acupuncture, like all these things people think are privileges. No, actually not. Those are it's your birthright to take care of yourself. And that is really misunderstood in the yoga community. And so I saw a need for some nutrition education. I went back to school and got my second degree in clinical nutrition and decided not to go the registered dietitian route. I didn't want to work in a hospital. I wanted to work with my yoga community because I loved it so much.
That's wonderful.
It changed my life profoundly, and I was helping other people. And once I married the two, nutrition with the yoga together, now we're talking, I was helping people getting fantastic results. And then my business started to flourish. So.
Wow. I know that you have something coming up soon where you're coaching and helping people get well. I think now's the time more than ever. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, thank you. So my business is actually called Higher Health Now, because I believe that we all have this higher self with a capital S, and we're just lost. We're not in touch with it. And so I have a 12-week program where it's a group coaching program where I go through lessons of mindset around fueling your body properly. A lot of it has to do with mindset. And then we talk about, of course, the things that are going to benefit you the most, versus the things that won't, but really about mindset, goal setting is a part of it. And how to work with your life, right? There's no cookie cutter way and there's no shortcuts. So I have a 12-week program. It's called Well Fed Yogi, actually, is the name of the nutrition coaching program, Well Fed Yogi. Wow. And in the 12 weeks, I'm also offering a once-a-week group yoga class, as well as a health coaching class, and a private Facebook group where I offer recipes and tips and tools to help people stay on track. And
Rachel, great. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
It started December. So the way that I see this working is December, through the holidays, and then January doing a body reset in January, and then in February talking about, healthy habits long-term.
Yes, that's amazing. We have something on Solidity called Aspire, where your platform could be on there as well. It's just really getting people well, whether it's through Zumba, yogi, nutrition, a chef, learning how to cook for yourself. That's wonderful content, wonderful content. And I think it'll do extremely well. Is this all virtual?
Yes, it's all on Zoom.
That's amazing, amazing. I consider you, like myself, a student of life, and you love to learn and you love to just open yourself up to the world. Has that served you well?
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Yes, absolutely. I feel like I've called this opportunity into my life because I've been so open. I love people, and I'm really curious about others. And like you said, I am a student of life, and I'm that person that just is always searching and looking and a seeker. I'm a seeker.
Yeah, same here, my friend. How do you see women leading now in the new century, in this century? How do you see women leading and moving us forward?
Yes, rise of the phoenix. I mean, seriously. How do I see women leading? It is powerful. I'm a huge fan right now. I'm reading Brené Brown's newest book, and I'm a huge fan of Brené Brown. And I see people like her and Viola Davis, and I see these women, these powerful women coming in and really speaking truth, and speaking love, and moving people to the point of following and creating some new habits, some new experiences that can really change the collective overall. So Yeah, I truly believe, and I want to be one of them. I definitely do. I want to.
You are.
And, yeah, and it's just a lot of fun to develop into that woman that can make a big difference in the world.
And it's honestly, Rachel, it's really about claiming it, which you are doing, and doing, which is very important. And I think that's where true leaders come. And out of their own experiences, like Brene Brown and Viola Davis, having painful experiences in the business that she's in, but coming out of it, rising at the very top. Mm-hmm. And we'll reign there until the end, I believe. Exactly. Finish this sentence for me. In a perfect world, I would like.
Ooh. In a perfect world, I would like there to be one race, one humankind, that we can all just love each other equally.
Well, my Taurus goddess, thank you for that. And I want to bring everyone else in to talk about gratitude, to find out what each of you are grateful for. I'll start with Luciana. What are you grateful for?
Life is amazing right now. I'm grateful for my family, my husband. I have an amazing husband who I manifested. Like you're a great manifester. My talent, the gift that I have received from God or higher source, as you could say. I know I'm grateful every day for that. I'm grateful every day to be here and live in a beautiful home again, which I manifested. And just to be here, and hopefully I can inspire anybody, and that's what I'm grateful for.
That's beautiful. Ezequiel, what are you grateful for, my friend?
I'm grateful for all the beautiful angels that have been put around me, and just how God takes care of me and how magnificent He is.
Yes, that's beautiful. Rachel, what are you grateful for?
I don't know if this is whatever. I'm grateful for you, D'Angelo. I'm grateful for Celebrity. I'm grateful for the work that you're putting out into the world, and for giving me an opportunity to be here. I feel very honored.
Yes, thank you. Rachel, I've watched your journey. I've known you a long time, over a decade, and I've watched you grow up. You watched me grow up. And I think all of us collectively are constantly evolving, right? Yes.
I would agree.
Guys,
100%.
Thank you so much for coming on. I just really appreciate your journey. I appreciate your gifts of beauty, which each of you are. And also I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you guys next week.
Blessings.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Beauty and Gratitude with your host, D'Angelo Thompson, on Celebrity TV, Fridays at 8 p.m. Celebrity Magazine brings you the best in inspiration on Celebrity TV. Check out our new shows. Mark your calendars for Celebrity Magazine shows by going to celebrity.com now.